Sean, as history would show us, when Nebraska and Northwestern get together, this has been one of the great series since Nebraska has joined the Big Ten. There's usually a lot of high drama, and these are cliffhanger games.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, Jayson. This is the 10th straight year Nebraska's played Northwestern. I remember that first game vividly when they came into Lincoln and Nebraska had just beaten Michigan State, and they knocked off Nebraska. And Nebraska was a top 10 team at that point. And you knew from that point on, this was a team you couldn't underestimate. You look at the series, though, Jayson, 6 of the 9 games have been decided by 3 points or less. 7 of the 9 games have been decided by 7 points or less. And then you look at this stat. The road team, which Nebraska is the road team this week, is 6-3 in the series. So it's been very exciting. It's been very entertaining. And the road team, of all things, has had the success.
What's your take on this one as you start to boil it down? What are maybe a couple of the big keys for the Huskers to try to find a way to pull out the victory?
They need to find explosive plays and rhythm on offense against a defense that doesn't give you much. I really think Nebraska can win this game, but they've got to execute on offense and obviously eliminate those fumbles that we saw from Martinez and McCaffrey in week 1. Defensively, I'm not as worried. I mean, I think Northwestern has guys that can hurt you, but I think Nebraska can match up with what they do. I know a year ago they really had a lot of success. And I'm looking forward just to seeing Nebraska for a second time this year. I mean, I want to learn more about this team, as I feel like very few of us right now, and I do it for a living. We don't know much about this Nebraska football team at this point.
This figures to be a 50-50 game, and there figures to be more of these because when you look at the Big Ten, and even though it's been just a couple of weeks, it really looks like Ohio State, as we expected, at the top of the class. Then after that, everyone else is pretty equal.
Yeah, you look at the league after Ohio State, it's hard to imagine. Maybe Wisconsin could be a undefeated or one-loss team, but they're not going to play for a second week in a row. But even then, we don't know much about the Badgers. They beat Illinois, and Illinois is not a great team, and we don't know much about Wisconsin at that point. But you're right. This Big Ten after Ohio State is extremely wide open, and I think a lot of teams could emerge. I mean, who would have thunk that Northwestern and Purdue are 2-0 right now in the Big Ten West, and Iowa and Minnesota are 0-2? I mean, there's just no way anybody could have seen the start of this season, especially Maryland last week, beating Minnesota. I mean, that one, I think, threw everybody off.
Well, it is 2020, so we'll see what happens this week. Sean, as always, thanks a lot for your time.
All right, Jayson, thank you.
And that was Sean Callahan, the publisher of HuskerOnline. Once again, our guest for Husker Chat. And Husker Chat is brought to you every week by Newcomb Diesel of Kearney. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen.